I registered Brandhill Africa in May 2016. At the time, I was serving as South Africa's Consul General to Milan, and I was preparing to end my tenure as South Africa's Consul General end June of that year. And I decided then that if I was to come back home, I would go into the private sector. Brandhill Africa is primarily a brand management agency which brand positions cities, regions, provinces, countries, and even Africa as a continent as viable destinations for tourism and investment. And at the same time, I was looking at brand positioning made in South Africa and made in Africa. This is reflected in the competencies of the 5 subsidiaries that constitute this group. The first subsidiary is Brandhill Africa Pty Ltd, which is essentially your brand development and management agency, which brand positions cities, regions, provinces, countries, and even the continent itself as viable destinations for tourism, for investment, whilst at the same time helping to open foreign market access for made in Africa service and product brands. So basically we develop brand strategies. The second subsidiary is Brandhill Institute of Public Diplomacy. This is key because it positions Africa and her countries as countries relying on their soft power arsenal to promote themselves, and this could be your sports, your cultural diplomacy, and even building a good corporate governance across the entire continent. The third subsidiary is Brandhill Africa Media Holdings. Brandhill Africa Media Holdings produces a newsletter portal called Jumbo Africa Online. The sister project to Jumbo Africa Online is Biashara Services and Product Africa Conference and Exhibition. The 2 platforms promote all the made in Africa service and product brands so that African consumers can uptake these products, whilst at the same time we are also able to export them to foreign markets. The third subsidiary is Brandhill Africa Foundation, which is essentially our corporate social investment programs with the mandate to mainstream issues affecting people with disabilities and also empowering indigent communities across the entire continent. And the next subsidiary is Brandhill Africa Entertainment Holdings. This advances our cultural industries and ensure that our cultural outputs, including knowledge production, benefit our artists and our cultural workers in general. And the last subsidiary is Brandhill Africa Investment Holdings. It mobilizes foreign direct investment for infrastructure development, not only in South Africa, but across the entire continent. We have projects in South Africa, in Mozambique, in the DRC, in Zimbabwe, in Tanzania, and a few other African countries, and the list is growing as I speak. Our core strategic objective is to promote trade and investment opportunities accruing from the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. And this basically include increasing the intra-African trade from the paltry 18%, which the World Bank has indicated is at, to 50% as envisaged by the drafters and the architects of the agreement by 2022. And yes, we are also saying by 2030, intra-African trade should be much higher than 75%. And this we can only do by promoting Made in Africa. We've also managed to forge strategic partnerships with reputable institutions such as the African Agri Council, which has members in the agriculture and agro-processing space, not only in South Africa but across the entire continent. And we're also privileged to have forged strategic partnerships with UNISA Enterprises and Enterprises UP. These two institutions are revenue generating agencies of the University of South Africa and the University of Pretoria. So in terms of our research capacity, these two institutions support us very well. And it's because of this reason that we have seen the United Nations and the European Union giving us a contract to undertake a training program for emerging farmers in the climate smart agriculture space. And the workshop, even though initially it was intended to be attended only by emerging farmers in South Africa, because we delivered it virtually, we saw emerging farmers from the entire continent joining this program. Furthermore, we are privileged to have been invited to join the World Free Zones Organization, which is a federation of all special economic zones, not only in Africa but across the world. As you know, special economic zones are now economic engines for growth in various countries.
Congratulations to Brandhill Africa Pty Limited. I believe we have Brandhill online. Can we get him in? Brandhill Africa.
What a surprise and what a pleasure for us. This not only for South Africa, but mainly it is for the entire continent. Brandhill Africa is under siege. The African Leadership University and the Brand Leadership Group have been conducting annual surveys on the top 100 most admired brands from 2010. When they started, 34% of the top 100 most admired brands in Africa were homegrown, were Africa owned. In 2020, the number has come down to 13%. This is the space that motivated us to enter and to redress these imbalances. So we are extremely grateful that this recognition will help us to help brand position made in Africa products so that ultimately not only the foreign markets, but also Africans themselves may take them up. We are talking about the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement integrating us into one market. But unfortunately, this market of 1.27 billion consumers will only benefit and be accessible to foreign brands if we are not doing enough to brand our products and services. I dedicate this award to my team. I was inspired by movies such as Gone in 60 Seconds or Ocean 11. to bring them together. They are a crazy bunch who came on board at risk, and I'm happy that finally their sacrifices are being recognized. Thank you so much to the organizers.
Thank you so much, and congratulations once again to Brandhill Africa. Keep up the good work and hope to see you guys soon in person.